Dan Comiskey here with the Bridge Podcast Supplemental. I just wanted to, I'm going to re-answer a question today. Been thinking about this a lot. I had a question from the audience a number of weeks ago from a company in Alberta that had me do a virtual presentation. And the question really was what processes do you have in place to overcome adversity? I've seen some adversity in my life, and as if you've seen adversity, and if you're human, you have. That's what happens in the world. That's what happens with life. And really, there's only, if you've never seen adversity, then I feel bad for you because you don't have the luxury of discovering the most meaningful things in life, because pain creates growth. All that being said, when I answered the question, I maybe was a little bit almost flippant with it, and I don't like that. So what I do with my podcast is every week I ask people what the 3 rules that they would like their children, or what they would like if they have people that they mentor, what they would like them to carry out into the world. For me, it's your kids. I'm blessed to have, between myself and my wife, we have 5 children, all of whom I care very deeply for. And if I could ask them and hope that they would ever even listen to me, because everybody has their own life, they make choices. But what I would like them to carry out in the world would be these 3 tips. And I'll end with the one that's the most important. But they're all, I think, important. Number 1, I think you should make sure that your daily plan matches your yearly goal. I think that that's important. You can structure your day that way, keeping in mind that daily plans change when the world changes. But if you keep on track and you know what your goals are, you've got your goals for the year and hopefully for 5 years, and then you match up that daily plan with that yearly goal. And that's big. It's why I'm doing this content today, because I'm on a plan, and I'm trying to build up a brand. And so hopefully you like this stuff, and you come back and you see more of me. Number 2, I think that it's important that you get exercise every day. I think that your mental health, the thing that stops you from being addicted to substances that keep you able to survive tough situations, is the ability, to get exercise. I think that one of the things that can really help protect you and help to serve you when you're going through rough times is the ability to get out and get exercise. You fire all the endorphins up in your body, and people think that that's that maybe it's said too much or it's some sort of crazy idea. But the reality is, exercise makes you feel good, and not only that, it builds your heart muscle, and it builds your stamina up. And then so when you take that tough hit, you have a more likely chance of getting up, and I think that's important. And number 3 is where there's going to be some, people don't like hearing this one, but I hope my children, on a daily basis, they read the Bible, they pray to the Lord, and that they surrender to Him. I could have made 3 rules out of that and had 5, but I decided, they all kind of mean the same thing. It's 3 things that I think you carry into the world every day. I've never read the Bible and walked away without some little tiny piece affecting me. And when I pray, what I find is I read the Bible and I'm given God's word. And many times I've been given God's word in answer to a prayer, in terms of how to handle a situation, how to deal with life, how to deal with the way I'm feeling, with adversity that's coming my way. So prayer and reading the Bible is essential. But more than anything, is surrender. It's the only word that I think really explains what you have to do. The world is, I think I used to read a novelist called Anne Rice, and she said the world was a savage garden. And I think that, I don't believe she was Christian, not that it matters for this context, but I think the world is a savage garden. You're going to have horrible things happen in your life. And one of the things that you do is you understand that you have to surrender that to God. And you surrender your own pride to God. You surrender your plans to God. At the end of the day, we're not God. People think that they're responsible for everything, every good thing that ever happens in their life, and usually they think that they're not responsible for any of the bad things that happen. The toughest thing I've learned to life today, in my life, period, is to pick up my cross and carry it. Your cross is never heavier than when you create that problem, but that's not the only way they can happen. Surrendering to God means that you realize you can't do it alone. So pick up your cross and carry it. Surrender to God. Everything will be okay. If you do that one thing, you'll survive. God bless. Not what I was expecting to shoot today, but that's what you get. I hope you join me for the Bridge podcast, and please give me some feedback. Let me know how you feel about this video.